Hello, chat. We're not doing much of a preamble today. Just had a very long day at work, and it was to the hospital. But this has come out. I want to give it a bit of a look over. So we'll be here for a little bit. We're gonna explore it, the initial stuff, and we'll see how it goes from there. I'm just gonna start sending out some tweets and whatnot. Let people come and join me. And if no one does, well, who gives a shit? Hopefully, it'll be a good time. Hello, Dasan. This is Age of Wonders 4. It is a video game. Shocking, I know. I've never heard of such a thing. So, for those not in the know, Age of Wonders 4 is a strategy 4X game. She takes Spiff's advice to break it. So the issue with Spiff's advice, and I'll get to this in a bit more in a second, is that it actually requires you to have gone quite far down the Pantheon. So it isn't as broken as he sort of made it sound. Like, it's broken in the moment, but it's actually a bit of work to get there. But I digress. So this is a 4X strategy game in the Age of Wonders series. Shocking, I know. It is being very well received so far. Basically, building a fantasy realm and whatnot. The basic premise of it is that all-powerful wizard kings are invading different planes, trying to take over. Hello, Nix. Welcome to the party. So, because I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this, I've had a very long day. Hello, Magnus. Look at the man, this expansion pass. Yeah, don't. Ugh. And you can dig a deep hole. Well, so you can. I won't. But I digress. You are very welcome to lurk, my dear. So, I'm going to go through it. We'll play for a little bit. We need to give Pantheon a name. I mean, there's only... Just go with the keyboard. I have to go with some sort of reference chord. Now, we don't have any leaders, so it doesn't matter yet, but... So this is what you may have heard DeSantis referencing, or well, me referencing to DeSantis. Basically, as we play, there's a meta progression so that you can spend, like, points you get to unlock new stuff, and a lot of it's cosmetic, but not all of it is, which I kind of don't love. So, for example, like, if you want to play on a frozen map, you can unlock that, or lots of city-states. What's the very end of it? Oh, you get a special crown, special hat. But anyway, that doesn't matter to us yet. Where is the button to... I just did that, okay. So we're gonna go straight in.
Choose your destination.
So, we get to pick our realm. It recommends doing this as a starter scenario. And there is like not custom, but what are called story realms, as you can see. So this one, Rise of the Gaudier. For those who don't know, a Gaudier is basically these wizard kings who come from beyond the veil of time and space. And you can go through these like in order to have a story. Fuck that. We're not doing that. We're going to do something custom. So we're going to create a new realm. Now, because this is cool, so we're going to customize the realm. First order of business, we can decide what its geography is. So right now it's starting out as continents, just several big land masses. Each empire shares a landmass with one or two other empires. We can have land masses with uninhabitable deserts instead of oceans. A single connected landmass next to a small sea. A divide, it's divided by an ocean. Islands, many small islands. Everyone has their own landmass. Just a Pangea, everyone has one island. Way more expensive than expected. Yeah, it is a little bit. This would be where if I was a real streamer, I'd be able to be like, buy the game in the pinned comment and get up to 10% off. Fuck. We can have it divided by an ocean of lava. We can have lava lakes or a scarred divide, where it's marked with death and dividing the land. Let's do islands, because that means I can just kind of vibe. Technically, I think I'm in Green Monkey affiliate program, so of course you are. So we can change the climate, so it can be desert, endless fields. Forming realm is pretty neat, where it's mostly desolate, but has a chance to like terraform every turn. It's frozen, it's all highlands, lots of highlands and mountains. Overgrown, lots of forests, not very many deserts or arctics, and no desolation. Let's go with Endless Fields, just because I think that'll be a bit easier for us to start with. We're not going to go, you know, too in depth. He says he can vibe, but in before an underground faction appears to kill. True. Okay, so now we can have it so that we modify the inhabitants. Astral invaders. Mana, resource nodes, and pickups defended by ethereal astral sea monsters. So one thing I really like the games are starting to do is that they have these like little pop-out menus. So like this is what it means to be ethereal. This is what mana is. This is what an astral sea monster is. A demonic realm, dragon territories? I didn't think they had dragons yet. I know that's going to be one of the first, actually, let's not do islands, let's just do continents, so that way we get some interactions. But I know dragons are going to be one of the, first DLCs, at least for leaders. Giant and ogre units are common, low population. I don't want rare free cities, for reasons. Magic origins. Megafauna. That's pretty funky. Peaceful. Rampant flora. Rampant undeath. I feel like megafauna fucks. Yeah, I think that's my understanding, but I thought I kind of got that was kind of the whole hog. Presence traits, so we can have basically this is like a story thing. We can have 3 pretender kings with extra cities, they start at war, and whoever forms an alliance with or defeats each pretender king is victorious. We don't care. And we can add some extra stuff. So Domain of Mayhem, what's that? This realm has a maddening influence, seeping into the minds of those who fight in its lands. Every 3 turns they have a 30% chance of being inflicted with Berserk. Berserk makes them uncontrollable, attacks close to enemy unit, they will attack its allies if no enemies in range. Immune to morale and damage penalties from casualty are affected. If you told me you were getting this, I would have gotten it earlier and joined you. Yeah, but I wouldn't have streamed with you. Yeah, I would have actually, that's not true. I don't really want to vibe right now because, as I said, I've had a long day. City-states. That'll make them powerful, but harder. Yeah. I had to go into the office today to basically, not to don't fucking dox myself at all. What was my boss's boss was temporarily promoted to that position. That's been taken away in kind of suspect circumstances. She was rather upset, so the rest of us agreed to we'd go in because we got her some chocolate and flowers and stuff to make her sort of happier. So I had to go into the office about it not being her day, and I had to go straight to the hospital. So fuck off, Donnie. Unlimited power. Multiple combat spells a turn, but they cost 200% more mana. Underground start regenerating. Let's not mess with any of these. So we'll go ahead with standard distance. We'll knock the players down a bit to 4. We'll go on easy just so I don't have to think. We can have either simultaneous turns or classic turns. I don't know how simultaneous turns would work with AI. We shall call this realm Inkvast. Because fuck you, that's why. And oh, that's neat. You can actually change the visual. That's a very like stupid thing, but like very cool all the same. I like that one. I would live here. That's very pretty. This gives me big pardon me, Limsa Lominsa vibes from Final Fantasy Advanced. It doesn't seem like oh, custom rulers are enabled. Rulers are generated instead of predict. Okay, don't care about that. Teams, turn timer, game speed, starting additions. Okay. Yeah, let's hero resurgence. What happens when a hero dies during a battle with Ceres is victorious? Okay. I don't even think it needs to elaborate as Final Fantasy. It isn't even final, I know. Oh, but to be fair, I know Nyx is here. Nyx will confirm that I just end up calling it Limsa Mimosa all the time, so... Okay, well, we're not going to fuck with the advanced settings.
Here, you have the unique ability to create your empire and the people living in it.
There's more than 15, my guy. So we can obviously create our own empire. Whether deep dwarves, mystic elves, barbarian halflings, they all make excellent followers. As they grow, you acquire tomes of magic, allowing you to evolve in the direction you want, be it angelic beings, undead, or under transferred forms. Age of Wonders of yours. So I have an idea of what I want to do. Again, tying into the fact that I've been playing a shitload of Final Fantasy, and I thought this would be funny. The fuck is that lean? Solid question. But one thing is cool here is you can actually see examples of how the game, your people will modify over the course of the game. So like these guys have what looks like either astro magic or whatever. These guys are undead. So it's cool that as you go, things will change. But we're going to make a new faction.
Steps, you will create your people.
We're going to make a feline faction.
By your ruler.
But I'll go through everything. Because to be honest, there is not that many really cool ones. There's the ones you'd expect, but Ratkin is an option. So obviously you've got your humans, you've got elves, orcs, dwarfs, halflings, goblins, cats, rats, toads, which I think toads are pretty cool by difference of being different. You can play very Skaven. And then obviously there's the molekin, which are just weird. But anyway, we're gonna go with cats. Every race has a default body trait and mind trait, which you can see here. However, what's cool, they're all customizable. The goblin looks like the beam from Harry Potter, Harry Spotter. No, Elfish. Yes, there is Elfish. It was the second one I said. I don't know the meme, and it involves Harry Potter, so I couldn't care less. But what's cool is, yeah, so as I was saying, sorry, just, you have these two traits associated with the ring, but you can change it. So your dwarves, as you'd expect, as you know, is tradition and fantasy, they're tough, they fight defensively. But if you want, you could make it so that they all ride spiders and are sneaky. Who cares? I think I saw the 40k one, but I will reiterate, I don't actually care. So, okay, so cats by default reduce negative status effects by 1 turn and are adapted to the desert. Now we've set it up to be like rolling hills and stuff, so we're gonna see about changing that. Let's see what we have. So we have Bulwark. Defense mode gives extra defense and resistance, encouraging a slow and steady playstyle. Armies can fight longer in the world map, they heal faster, that's pretty good. Hardy is their tankier, keen-sighted, they're more likely to hit with range shots. I actually really like that they've just straight up said, like, in layman's terms, this is what the trait does. They haven't given it, like, your people have well-honed eyesight from years of hunting, and, like, you have to just infer what that means. It's like, you'll hit more with arrows, you're fine. 30% hard to be hit by ranged. 3 status resistance, so you're less likely to actually get a negative status effect. Resistance to magical attacks, obviously the shorter one. Melee damage is increased. 2 defense. You can have nightmare mounts. A powerful boost for med units has no effect on other units. So extra hit points, and they get intimidating aura. I did not mean to actually select spider mounts. You can ride spiders, which has the web ability, unicorns with the phase ability, which is a teleport, and wolves. I like fast recuperation. We'll go with that. And then so the mind trait, you know, this is sort of, the idea is that you, as like either a champion or a god king, have shown up and kind of taken command of this people, and so this represents who they were before you, so they can be adaptable for more XP, do more magic damage, reduce morale loss, 1 defense resistance standing next to a friendly unit with the same tactic but doesn't stack, 6 defense against retaliation and opportunity, faster initiative, they can move faster in the first turn, 40% damage for retaliation, overwhelm tactics, sneaky, so better flank attacks, damage casualties from damage penalties from casualties are lost, Arctic adaptation, desert adaptation, underground, and water. You can, oh, it's swamp. I was gonna say sneaky, but is it stabby? Yes, Gork, it is, or is it Mork? I like tenacious. So these are a very enduring people. They heal faster, and generally speaking, they get fucking angry as they start to die. Tenacious, you say? In fact, it would be Tenacious D.
In this step,
origin culture.
You
okay.
will pick your people's culture.
So again, this dictates. Hey, what were your people like before you showed up? The reason this matters is because it gives you what is referred to as affinity. Affinity dictates essentially the kind of magic you will start working towards. So each one does different things. I have 2 I'm torn between. I'm going to have a look. Tenacious. Yep. Hello, Jorza. I'm sure you did not mean to blow my mind. So yeah, I'm torn between two, but we'll go through them all. So we have feudal, hierarchic society, lords, ladies, and knights reign over peasants, all stand together in battle. Structures have so basically more food income. Food is good, pop is good. Units benefit from close formations that stand together. So when they're adjacent to another friendly unit, do extra damage, and then there's the feudal lords. You can grant 5 hero special feudal lord titles as hero skills. Bonuses to the cities they're governor of, hang on. Bonuses to the cities these heroes are governor of, or world map bonuses to their armies. Hero skills are the Lord of War. Army needed after winning combat, they regain health and move points. Funky. Lord of Crops. They gain flat 25 food income, seems pretty good. Flat 15 knowledge income's good. Flat 15 mana. That's useful. I mean, you can only have like one hero per, but that's pretty useful. I know they mean high as being highborn, but I'm picturing them stoned. I mean, yeah, pretty much. Only applies to the wood elves though. They're the ones that get the good stuff. The good kush. As we're discussing, high society, and as you can see, by the way, obviously, not only do your aesthetics change, but actually some of the units you even get access to change. So that's pretty cool. High society is highly developed society. Remember, strive for harmony. When threatened, they wield the guiding light as a weapon. Structures have knowledge and stability bonuses. Strength units are strength with awakened, revealing their hidden potential. Don't really know. They start with the good alignment, which perceives how you're seen. It's obviously good and evil. So I don't think Industrious does get mechs anymore. People were talking about the fact that they wanted that to be something that was brought back. But I don't think it works quite like that. It's not got quite the same level of Magitech, which I would like. So alignment is, it's good versus evil, and it dictates relations with other empires, basically. So, you know, and apparently if you're evil, it's more likely to get negative random events, which just kind of seems unfun. But okay. And high culture has an alignment agenda, so high culture benefits from either basically being at either end of the spectrum or right in the middle. So if you're pure good, you get extra stability. If you're pure evil, everybody starts awakened, which is a boost. If you're bang in the middle, for every level of stability above neutral, you get extra food and production. It also gives you, I actually didn't touch on this, so feudal and high both give you order affinity. The power that brings structure to the cosmos, lives and mortals, light, faith, justice, and the government of empires. As governor, it modifies the gold income of city by 2 per point. But so high gets 2 of that, whereas feudal gets 1, but also gets a nature affinity. Energies of life, growth, revitalization, farming, druidism, control of the living world, and modifies food income. Barbarians, which I know most of you fucking degenerates are going to do. Comes with one nature, but also comes with 1 chaos. Cosmic power of change, destruction, conquest, strife, and demonic forces. Gives you extra draft. Hungamunga grug. People who thrive on war and aggression value strength, prefer to charge head on into bloody battles. You get structures with extra food and draft. Draft is a system where, so in most 4Xs like Civilization, units, everything is produced with production, so the same resource goes into building a structure as does recruiting a unit. In this, it's split into 2, so production is purely for structures and draft is for units. I'm about to head to bed. I'll keep my stream up. I don't mind too much about the numbers, but thank you, man. Thank you for popping by even for a little bit. The shaman looking dude does look pretty swag. So yeah, so these guys are basically better at growth and are better at producing units. They have Primal Strike, which basically the first strike of combat, they do extra damage, and it's blight damage specifically. That's... Blight damage, inflicts blight damage. That's a terrible tooltip and you should feel bad. They look Mongolian. Weird that, yeah, the Horde, like barbarian faction, would in fact look Mongolian. They also have the Ritual of Alacrity on any outposts and cities. Any friendly units to the center of the outpost will store 50 hit points, 100% move points, and remove exhausted. So they just have the ability to be like, keep going. I did not give you permission to stop. Industrious, as Magnus was touching on, this is your stereotypical dwarf. They have the Materium Affinity, Physical Magic, Resource Extraction, Transmutation, and Mastery of the Mundane World. You get extra production. Jagatai Can. No, it's Jagkat I can. I'm gonna have to do that one day, aren't I? Ugh. So Industrious are builders, grand city, strong armor, very defensive, extra production. Their unique unit mechanic is bolstering. So that basically when you get hit once a turn, you get a stack of bolstering, you get extra resistance in response. Scout prospecting. Industrial scout units stand within a friendly or neutral province contains a cliff mountain or stalagmite. The player that owns can prospect it for production or gold. Okay, so they can basically look into the mountains and be like, "Hey, fam, there's some shiny rocks in there." I mean, yeah, very, very, very stereotypical dwarf. Dark faction, very emo. A dictatorial civilization, strong and ruthless, dominate the weak. Forbidden magic, main control and weaken enemies. Cities can negate their city stability income penalties, so if you are negative, you lose city income. The dark civilization doesn't give a shit about that. Your city structures will give you knowledge and extra benefits from prison and crypts, which relate to enemy heroes. Basically, you can capture them or kill them, and they'll end up in the respective area. They specialize in inflicting negative status effects and exploiting them with Cull the Weak. So if you weaken a unit, you deal extra damage, and if you attack a unit with weakened, it grants regeneration. So basically, they, from what I know, having watched a couple of things, they don't have much ability to heal. They don't have like a support unit, but obviously, like if they can cause negative status effects, they can heal by hitting them. I hate they removed the Juggernauts from the Industrious factions a little bit, but I mean, I imagine it's coming back, but we'll have to see. And then they started with negative 10 alignment, so they obviously lean towards evil. And then lastly, Mystic is your culture of scholars to study every corner of the Astral Sea. That's your mages and researchers. They start with their structures will give you mana income. They have the attunement Starblade, which makes them stronger when a spell is cast, and Astral Echoes. They are only visible to rulers of that culture, and they give you bonuses when you collect them. And then eventually you'll get a city structure which gives you bonus income based on how many you find. So they can see dead people. Landship, it is the Magnus faction. I mean, I agree. I'm sad about it, but I do think it'll come back. So I was torn between feudal and high for what I wanted to do. I do think I've gone towards feudal more, so I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to be a feudal cats.
What defines their society?
Now we get to define their society, and these are once again based around the different affinities. So this is a way for you to diversify. So if you went and you picked, oh, I'm a high society and I only have access to order, hey, I actually would really like to get access to some nature stuff, so here you go. These are ways to do it. What I know I want is imperialist. Do I actually? The Throne City and cities share a border with the Throne City against city stability and gold income. So this is a good way to like play very tall and have a limited number of cities. So I'm leaning towards that. Devotees of Good will give you alignment. I'm not really bothered. Imperialist, yes it is. They have city stability and Imperium for being good. Their support units and polearms are better. You start with some extra. Chosen Uniters. This one does interest me because I like the idea of playing with vassals, but I also don't really want to go too heavy into like being air quotes good. So I'm gonna pick Imperialist because I think it'd be good to get at least one of our affinities, like at least up to 2. Now you can see obviously this is incompatible with Adept Settlers, where would have got more city cap. It's cheaper to find cities and do cities have +1. I would say that's probably better, but I digress. I was also thinking that it would be kind of fun to go with something from the Shadow affinity, the Realm of Death, Decay, and Ice, Deception, Instilling, and Splitting Weakness. As I recall, I also get some diplomatic stuff, but let's see. So, talented spies sneak past enemy lines. So cities and provinces have 2 vision. Scout units have universal camouflage, cannot be seen in the world map, and they start with a watchtower. We start with the Wayfinder enchantment, which gives scouts much better movement, and we start with an extra scout. That is quite powerful, to be quite honest. We can make our battle mages and support units better, which is pretty neat. We could be evil, which again benefits us if we go evil, but let's see. Don't really think chaos is our vibe. When a tome's unlocked, a random skill will cost 60% less knowledge. That's useful. You start with 1 extra random research completed, 1 extra spell. Summoning spells are cheaper. We don't really know how much we're going to benefit from seas. The purple faction was the Syndicate faction. I know, I played them. Fabled Hunters. 100% resources including Infestation, Ancient Wonder resource node, and ranged units and skirmishers come with an extra rank. That's pretty good. Great Builders makes your quarries better and improvements cheaper. Runesmiths. I do like the idea of making Our enchantment's cheaper. That's pretty neat. I like Shadow. Doesn't really fit. Let's go with Runesmiths. So this means that we have a little bit of Materium research, which is good. It's opposed by Astral. So basically if we find Astral Empires, they won't like us as much. Nature is opposed by Shadow, and Order is opposed by Chaos. Of course you play the Crime Syndicate, you criminal. Yes, of course. And yes, I do say Runesmiths. So what this means is that any research to unlock what is referred to as a unit enchantment is cheap. It costs less knowledge. So that means we can basically get like permanent buffs cheaper. They have less upkeep, so they cost less. They cost less mana, and shield units and pole arms are better. I'm gonna start with an extra shield unit or a pole arm. I am assuming we'll start with a pole arm. I'm assuming that's our T1 unit right there. Devar, better bit of Grungier, that's a grudging. We have no goods, fuck you. And I do not know Devar.
Choose your first tome.
So it's actually suggesting, so from what I've got, from what I understand from watching a few of these, it will try and suggest to you a tome based on what you've picked. So it's actually recommending the Tome of Faith. Heal support with the power of the Faithful. Faithful means that unit upkeep is reduced, which is pretty good. We can increase allegiance with city-states faster. We can give enchant units Faithful, Mending Touch, have a Chaplain, an Army Heal, Wrath of the Faithful. That's pretty good. And Convent. The Space Dwarfs. Oh, I see. I don't really remember them. The Tome of Zeal is apparently busted. You can summon a Zealot. Fanatical Workforce. Less food, more production. Condemn people. Legion of Zeal. Inspiring Chant. Harvest Souls. This will intrigue a lot of people. You can. So if you take the Tome of Souls, you get access to a whole new resource you don't otherwise get. We'll get back to that, Magnus. Don't worry. I'm going to go through them all. But you start getting access to souls, which gives you the ability to literally summon the undead. Which, by the way, in what I think is the coolest thing for this game, they were doing a stream where they were like evil toads, and they ended up finding an angel dwarf and imprisoned him. The city-state he was from was like, oh, release him. And they went, lol, no. Killed him, and then immediately realized because he was in their crypt, they could spend souls to raise him as an undead angel dwarf. And they did it, of course. Cryomancy, you can get the White Witch. It looks like different enchantments for ice magic. The Tome of Warding is protection and retaliation. Evocation is basically your cheap ass attack magic. The Horde is for basically if you want to have a shitload of tier 1 units. You make them better. Pyromancy is high damage. Enchantment is physical damage, so +1 range. Oh, a Copper Golem, which is a tier 1 polearm. Neat. Awakened Tools. Sundering Blades. Is that implied to be sentient tools? And that's why there's like negative stability, but everything else is better? Because if so, turning my city into the fucking Beauty and the Beast is hilarious. For the Horde, Loktar Ogar. Awakened by Toolsters. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Tomb of Rock. Force of Stone. Increasing defense, dealing physical damage. Tomb of Roots. Roots. I'm not going to correct it. Fuck you. Rock and Stone. So immobilization and healing. That's pretty neat. The Tome of Beasts. Walk beside animals' nature. Apparently this can get very, very good. Like you can just get a shitload of animals. And then we're back to Tome of Faith. I will go with what it suggests, and we'll go with this. I don't know if it's any good.
What is your ruler's origin?
So, we're done doing our society now. Now we're basically specifically talking about our ruler, which has two options. We can either be the Wizard King I've discussed, so these are the Gaudir, and you are a wizard, you've come through from another realm, you're trying to take over, you get extra mana income, extra casting points per level, and they have the ability to overchannel, so you can cast an extra spell. They are the Zagathrax, Keeper of the Celestial Flame. Dire Penguins is the thing. Versus your champion, who is from the ranks of the people. They give you extra gold, extra stability, all of your units gain more experience, and you get better relations with free cities. I'm leaning towards that. I think that's pretty cool. But one cool thing, you're welcome. For that being stuck in your head. If you haven't listened to Keeper of the Celestial Flame of Abernathi by Gloryhammer, go do it. It's not a request. But one cool thing, so if you were to pick a Wizard King, and I'm just going to do it for example here, we're going to go back.
Reveal yourself.
You will see, if I can find a way to get rid of that. So, yeah, so obviously, you know, it's a cat. It's a lion. But, what if it wasn't? Because you have come from another plane. So, you don't have to be from the species that you've taken over. Versus your champion, who has to be because they've risen up from the ranks of their people. So this is what we're going to do. So physique. Where is the... Oh, body type, yeah. So I am going to make... and I'm going to quote this exactly because I'm a man of culture. Svelte Lioness Tomboy GF. You're welcome. He's chunky. She no longer chunky. I do find it interesting that it still looks kind of like a main, but I digress. Physique. Okay, so that's just how for a second I thought the horse was also getting bigger in the background. You can make their arms longer, which looks a bit weird. So I can just leave that normal. Leg length. Tall. Too tall. Can I just make them bigger, full stop? Skin color. Okay, so let's see what we have. Oh. That's actually kind of similar to what I want. So, the legs are backwards. But yeah, they're cats. They're cat legs. Sorry, I'm just completely fucking zoned out there for a second. Go with that face. Eye color. Oh yeah, well, I mean, as I would hope, you can get some pretty funky magic eyes. Let's get a nice green. Get a darker green than that, please. Inky, executive decision. I'm terrified where this is going. But it is feudalism, so I as a peasant have to listen. What do you want? Mohawk. The first hero you get, name him Commander Goose. I could well do that. So one thing that is pretty cool is as you get heroes, you can actually customize them, so I could try and make Goose. What hair? I think the Mohawk worked. That's very catty to me. I don't know why. Hair color. A bit like, you know, white and grey. That skin color is technically closer to what I want from like it being a reference to Miragar, but yeah, I don't think the blue works, so we're gonna go something else. Why do I have really intense deja vu? I've been here before. That's weird. That color works. I mean, we're making kind of a lion style, so. Outfit. Oh. We'll turn off the cape to start with, and we'll go through our outfit. So we have our scale meal, our more noble. That's pretty good. That is terrible. Get rid of it. I'm pretty sure this is a pre-order bonus, and I hate the fact that it's a lion on a lion. I think the more humble stuff works. I like that. I think that works, honestly. Lionception, true. Helmets, give them a crown. That doesn't. That seems like a really obvious issue. The ears don't work. That actually really upsets me. I figured they would adjust that. They only have 3 heads. Ooh, that's pretty good for a wizard, but no, not what we're going for. I'm just gonna ignore the ears. I really like that helmet. We're not keeping the color, but we will change that. It's just a piercing. Yeah, it's a fucking pretty permanent piercing. Kip. Big felt fur one. Oh, what's the difference? Oh, you get rid of the shoulder piece. It's pretty cool. Just very humble. A lot of these have, yeah. I kind of don't like the amount of clipping issues there are, but I mean, it's pretty weird. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, that kind of works, honestly, but. Let's go with that. You're gonna see. I mean, true, but you know, kind of sucks. Let's go with a crown instead of a hat, of a helmet. Oh, actually, hang on. That's both. We'll go with that. Helmet crown. It's a principle, yeah. It's just because like making your own species and like your own character is very pivotal to the narrative or what they're selling it on. And like, you know, clipping with some stuff is pretty reasonable, but they only have 3 heads, and every single headpiece clips with ears. I feel like that should have been noticed. That does bother me a bit. It also annoys me that like this doesn't actually there's no preview. I have to click and see what it does. We're going for a nice silvery arm. There we go. Human male fighter. True. So true, bestie. One nice thing is you also get to pick what your unit is actually armed with. So we can have sword and shield. They'll start with a feudal longsword. They'll start with a feudal shield, the hero mount, and they'll start with vigor for extra hit points. Great sword gives them great sword and fighting for extra damage. A bow. They get a mount and archery. A spirit staff is magic blast and quick stabs. And restore for healing. Spirit orb is you get the orb to ponder, you get and you can ignore up to 1 status resistance and some accuracy. That's pretty neat. That's pretty cool looking, I'll give it that. Staff is very cool, but I think okay, I was gonna go sword and shield, but honestly the just pure ball. We're not pondering ball. Let's be honest, the pure chat energy that is this stance. But we can change the pose. Okay. Okay, so only one pose actually is relevant to the weapon. What's the bow look like? Boring. We're gonna go with the greatsword. Pretty sure I start with pikes. The sword fucks. That one pose is very evil villain. This one. Don't worry, Bond. We will not be seeing each other. Which one? The arms. Oh, yes. I mean, it is very commandant. We'll go with this one. So we're gonna change the color. Blue? Green? Orange? Let's go with... Reminds me of Swain. I don't know who that is. Now, thank you not to make me think of League of Legends. Purple's nice. Let's go with blue and green for our banner, and then we get to pick a symbol. These could definitely be bigger. I feel like contractually obligated to go for the stag. Shut up, Magnus. So we can change their physique. They're all peasants, they're all starved. Why do we have the option to increase their arms and legs? It's just weird. Skin color. I actually think it does match. No, that matches not, I think. The army's armor color. Army's hair color. Well, it's Not that you can even see there. They've all got orangey manes. And what's neat is you also get to pick their mounts. So you can have, you know, your white chargers, boars, wolves, other wolves, horses, or ponies. I feel like cats riding dogs is hilarious, but also apocalyptic. For pony, a bunch of lions riding ponies is terrifying. I like those. That's an obscure fucking reference. I don't remember making a reference. Unless you're meaning Ghostbusters, cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. Which I don't think that's that obscure. Oh, for my pony. Okay, well yeah, that would explain why I didn't get it. Okay. So, our final point. We shall be... I need to go and quickly check my DMs. Of course you shitters have been talking. Where are words from the other night? Where the fuck? There it is, Leona. Leona Y'shtola. And our title, we can be King, Emperor, Queen, or Empress. I kind of feel like going King for that old school pole vibe. We'll go with Queen. Alright, chat, there's a couple of you here, but Queen, which title do we want to pick? I'm going to quickly eat some of the kebab I've had this whole time and haven't had a chance to eat. Empress was an option. Empress it is. And what will our race be? Ambitious Felines is this shitty name. We just go Catkin. That's kind of reasonable but boring. We'll go with the Leonin. Glory to Empress Leona Y'shtola, champion of our kind. It's not intended to, but it does a little bit. It is specifically a Final Fantasy reference. It's a joke. Well, it's not a joke, but yeah. You fucking Y'shtola only works in like a really heavy Italian-American accent. Ah, you fucking Y'shtola. Anyway. She will bring a new age of prosperity to the Leonin. Cat-like beings move with feline grace, their blood is strong, recuperating foods faster. The more they're pushed to the edge, the harder they fight. Hold honour and valour in high regard, fight to uphold their laws wherever they go. Known imperialists proud of their people and their developed culture, and legendary smiths capable of crafting the finest weapons and armour. Onward. Onwards to Inkvast. And so after 45 minutes, we are now here. A new ruler emerges, explore your surroundings and expand your domain. Face your rivals, come master the realm. Your choice will shape the new age of wonders. And so, as if we haven't spent 45 minutes doing this, we get a nice little summary. We're a feline race, feudal, fast corporation, tenacious, imperialist runesmiths with the Tome of Faith. Our starting magic is an army heal, so that everybody heals 20 hit points from the map screen. And Wrath of the Faithful. Target enemy unit sustains 10 spirit damage plus 5 spirit damage for each friendly faithful unit in battle up to 8 for a total of 50 damage.
A new age of wonders dawns.
Okay, so tutorial. During play, messages provide advice. Some will trigger objectives. Click on the question mark on the bottom right to open additional advice. If you want to reread anything, you don't need advice in the same menu.
Take some time to look around.
It's gonna make me do.
And familiarize
Yep,
yourself
okay.
with your new
I know how to move
surroundings.
this around, that's fine. Rotate. I can't do that because my mouse was broken, so go away. So, we start with the city of
You
Denvoltan.
have
That's a
selected
terrible
one of
name.
your cities.
What will we call
Cities are central to your
Twin Mount
economy
Ridge
and
Keep.
allow you to build more units for your armies.
We'll call it Crown Keep, just because whatever, imperialism. Inkvastia. All right, yep. We are in the settlement of we're in the world rather of Inkvast, so this should be Inkarad. Everything is ink. They just spin in battle while yelling Inkvast. I'll actually tell you what, we'll just be really egotistical. This will be the settlement of Inkvast. We named it after ourselves. So we stack the city. We have obviously food, draft, and production. Do exactly what I've said. So food is for new population. Draft is for resource or for units. Production is for structures. There's gold, which is your material, you know, paying things. Mana for magic. Imperium is authority and reputation. Founding cities, taking over conquered cities and buying empire skills. And knowledge is research.
Locations and province improvements located in the city's
So it suggests we build a storehouse or workshop.
you with income.
So let's do that.
Structures can be built
So
to
we
improve
can
your city.
This. So one thing that's neat, you won't really notice it because obviously this is the first. You scared the Slav. The wind is going to kill everyone. Yes, yes it is. You won't notice this because of the fact that it's only, you know, it's the first empire we've made. But every major affinity, so whatever you pick, say, feudal, barbarian, everything like that, your cultures, will change one of your buildings. So, I don't know what this is replaced, but instead of having, I still have a vendor. So, okay, so instead of having what I assume is just a regular shrine, like for mana, I instead have one that gives me mana and gold, so I get both. But instead of but it's obviously not as good as a plain shrine would have been. It would have been 10 mana instead of 5. But everyone has that where they have one structure, kind of at least one structure changed. So we can either have a workshop or the storehouse is what it's recommending. Workshop is draft and production. Storehouse is food. Food good. We'll do the workshop after.
Cities also recruit your units.
Obviously, you can recruit units.
Units cost upkeep.
Yeah, sure. I'll do a scout. Let's actually see what we start with. So you start with the archer.
You have selected a unit and opened the unit panel.
Which is neat. I like that, you know, everything looks different based on your culture and your species and whatnot. So we've got our archer. We've got peasant pikemen, which are pole arms. I like his little beard. Let's have a look. So feudal training. We get 20% more experience and get promoted to defender upon reaching champion rank. Interesting. So I know that some units do this where they will evolve. So if it basically reaches maximum rank, it becomes something better. So this is a polearm unit for large threats and cavalry and can counter shock unit charges. As first strike, use retaliation to attack first when attacked. Charge resistance doesn't basically unaffected by the bonus effects of charge attacks, but can be countered by the heavy charge strike. So basically, if you're really good and yet better against cavalry and large targets. Obviously, stand together, tenacious, fast recuperation. So that's pretty neat. So that's going to be obviously our front line. Welcome to the single player tutorial for Dawn of War Dark Crusade. Yeah, that's our front line. What's our archer? Do they also? Okay, so they don't actually get improved. So they just stay archers the whole time. And don't have anything else. And our scout. Oh, neat. It's like an archer on horseback. They're low maintenance. That's pretty neat. They have farsight. Yeah, neat. So our scouts are cavalry, like ranged cavalry. Do not recruit to go away. Okay, so Inkvast is ruled by our hero, Leona. Now, one thing we can do here.
This city
every
has
point
grown
of
and
population.
gained a new population. Each
Here we go,
additional
it's telling you about it.
population enables you
You
to
can expand
the
its
city's
domain by placing a provincial
placing
improvement. So you can
province
see, obviously,
improvement.
all these provinces that surround Inkvast can be claimed. For every point of population, you get another province, and you can expand out. Provinces may have benefits to allow for other stuff.
Every province
yep, so
has
different
different
features.
features, which
Click on the
determine
pen to
what
add the
type of
province.
improvement.
It's a fucking gold vein. So yes, so what you can see here is that this one has a gold vein. So because of it, we can build a mine. That mine will, instead of giving us 5, give us 15. Or for example, I think this is hang on, knowledge dash. Yeah, pastures. So if we annex it, it gives us 10 food. So we can make a really good farm here for the same thing. So again, I think food is king here, so we're going to start with the farm. And we're going to claim these wild sheep for the Empire. As you can see, the province just gets built straight away. We have a new farm out on the coast. That's neat. So we can build fisheries. One thing we can do is that basically if we decide, you know, say something comes up later, or, you know, we just really don't need the food, we have the ability to swap the thing, but it'll take a couple turns. But next we're probably going to want to grab that gold vein. Yes, I know.
Nodes
are often occupied by marauders. To claim its benefits, you'll need to remove their guards. So, I can see that there's a knowledge stash there. I don't see that there's any guards here at this gold vein. That's fine. There is, however, something here. Someone else has claimed these sheep. Oh fuck that! Oh that fuck that is a thing. What are you complaining about now? Okay, the fact that like it's like little tiles within provinces is kind of a pain in the ass. Anyway, yes, I understand.
Your army.
I understand. I don't.
You were about
fuck
to
off.
begin
Go grab that treasure. Rewards. We've got a lucky ring, 5% crit chance. So we'll just equip that to our hero. There's just no reason not to right now. As you can see, by the way, you can obviously adjust the appearance of any hero you need. Previous game, the talent improvement, it was a pain seeing you couldn't swap. Oh, okay, so it's a good fuck. Okay, got it. It was not the most clear. I want to know what's going on over here, so go and have a look at these sheep. So there's a brigand camp. So this is an infestation. What the hell is this? Gremlins. What's the behind you ability? The target sustains damage and turns 180 degrees. Oh, that's evil. This unit teleports to a random location within 2 hexes once per turn. Ugh. Caustic worms. Gortusk's piglets. Ugh. Gross. Illegal. There's something over here. There's like a little camp. Okay. Ooh, a big tree. And a big dog. That one's for Magnus. Ooh, I start with a different unit. What's a bannerman? Burn the big tree. Bannerman look neat. The banner's a bit ragged. I'm gonna have him shot. Banner smite, a single magical attack at target unit, which sunders defense. Nice. The caster and adjacent friendly units can bolster defense. I can heal them or ward. So this is my support unit. So it has a playing Empire Total Warhammer 3 and Darthu's getting on my nerves. Fair. So I can hit people from range. Apparently my banner allows me to paladin this bitch. You always start with a faction specific unit. Technically all units are faction specific, but yeah, it's nice to see you start with like a T2 unit. And so I've got a couple pikemen and a bowman. So that's neat. I can you know, work with that. I have no idea if this is going to be too big a fight, but we're going to go find out. We'll get there next turn. Set research.
Arcane research enables you to learn new
so
spells
we will
and acquire
be
new
determining the
culture and tome you've chosen
our
for
initial
faction.
research is going to be from that first tome we picked. So as stated, my tomes, we have the Tome of Faith. So we'll get some stuff from this. What I didn't actually touch on, mostly because I didn't notice, is that obviously we get bonuses to having this. So because we've picked this book, we have the ability to build the abbey. We build and acquire provinces. I think it needs a specific thing. Maybe. I don't know yet. But basically we'll get knowledge from it, and also if it's surrounded by farms, we get more knowledge. And if we start basically combat next to it, we get stats protection. So that's good. Our hero also can unlock the skill Mending Touch to give hit points. Healing in this works on a temporary basis, at least in battle, so that in order to prevent you basically being able to go battle after battle after battle after battle, any healing you do in a battle is temporary and goes away at the end of the battle. But obviously you can then heal on the world map. Anyway. Something else you can do, by the way, is you can spend mana to lock research. So that, like, I'll pick one of these and it'll research, and the next time it comes up it'll be all new. But if I decide, well, I don't want to get this yet, but so I'll lock it, then shuffle it, and whatever, it'll stay there. So this is a unit enchantment, which grants non-feudal units stand together. So what's neat is that basically every book has a way of giving So if you shouldn't have, if a unit doesn't have like its factional mechanic, you get an enchantment to give it access to that mechanic. We can build a covenant. For each steady ability above unstable, it gains 5 knowledge and 5 mana. That's pretty neat. It's just it's a city structure actually. So that's good if I want knowledge and mana. That seems like it could be a good thing. And then chaplain. Can I? No, well, let me see it. So they have Spirit Blast, which is a single magic attack, and Healing Prayer, which also gets rid of negative effects, and also Bless. So they can put. So it's another support unit. I like the idea of the Covenant. Let's grab that. An evil presence lingers in these lands. Yep. So we know that there's a. So I have you can see I have a distinct claim here, but basically I think because of the brigand camp, everything's awful. So I start with the army. I don't need it.
You can cast various spells from.
I think you sustain spells. Okay, so fine. Let's just end our turn. Where's this? That's fine. So we're at day 2. So the reason that we're going after this infestation is because over time these generally start like asleep, for want of a better word. Oh, what have we here? NPC Marauder Guard. So they have Spirit Hawks, which those were ethereal. That sucks. And Carrion Birds, but they're also guarding a mana node. So if I wanted to annex this province over here, I could build my research post, which instead would be an abbey. So that's something to work towards. But we'd have to kill them first. There's also a gold vein here. We're going to be very rich. That's helpful. There's also a chest. Oh, that's a knowledge stat. I need to get that. So according to the AI, I don't like that I can't click on the banner. That annoys me. According to the AI, this should be a safe battle. Whenever I actually fight it, it will inevitably go worse. But we're not going to auto-resolve it because we want to see what it's like. So we're going to go into battle. Now, one thing I know is that
Welcome to the field of battle.
I
Here,
want a nice
you must
tight
kill
formation.
or rout your foes.
Defending
In
army
order to
always
collect-
goes first. Suppose it makes sense. So we're going to want a tight formation.
You have selected a unit.
You are like the only sort of big melee fighter I have right now. So
This is a support unit, which can use magical abilities to heal and
We're gonna
strengthen
go there.
its allies.
there, 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 there. So everybody's benefiting from stand together, but also if I was to use, say, the Bulwark Standard or anything like that, they'll all benefit. They also have the ability that if they go Defense Ward, they help others. Gremlins are out of range. They can't actually reach me this turn. So that's something. That'll give us a chance to, you know, be the one to dictate the fight. We will put him in defense mode.
This is a pole
So
arm,
most of our units are
a
9.
frontline melee fighter. With its first strike
Defense mode,
and charge
defense
resistance abilities, it is perfectly
So
suited for
they're not going to
absorbing
reach us anyway, but
melee
that's fine.
attacks.
So yeah, its pole arms are pretty tanky. Yes, we'll do it. It's fine.
This is a ranged unit, which excels at dealing physical damage.
So yeah, you know, ranged units should be kept in the back. Are you in range of anybody? No.
You have selected your ruler. Your ruler is a powerful combatant
if they die, they
who
go
can
back to the
wield
capital.
magical equipment.
So high foliage is obscured. Obscuring means that they're obscured. It's annoying. 40% harder to hit with ranged attacks. So that doesn't really matter. They don't have ranged attacks. I like that they make little liony roars. I would have been upset if they didn't. We stand together.
This unit has a ranged ability selected.
So we can see here that,
Ranged abilities
which
have
is
an
helpful. It
accuracy
shows,
rate,
hey,
which is
here's
the
what you can
chance
get
that
away
the
with.
ability will hit the intended target.
We will, instead of attacking, we'll go with the Bulwark Standard. That's it, right here. Unfortunately, this unit is out. Actually, tell you what we'll do. We'll pull them back a little bit. There we go. That's a better formation. Bulwark Standard. I have to right click. Plant the banner. Good stuff. They only have a 30% chance to hit the gremlins. We'll give it a go. Loose! Missed. Did they? They missed and hit the piglets? The ability misses either strike another target, do nothing at all, can also graze. That's kind of hilarious. If you end neither under defense. Don't stand by to repel. So we resisted something with the chance. Oh, that sucked. Okay, that hurt. That hurt a lot. Try and hit them. There we go. So we grazed them and displaced them.
Your unit is within.
Now, my plan was to go and hit them, but now that it's in a zone of control, so that's the issue.
It becomes temporarily pinned and cannot move for the rest of the
But that's
turn.
fine. Stab them. So they got multiple attacks, that's good. But obviously, yes, they get one retaliation against that. Now, our leader should smack the shit out of them. Dead. They only have a 30% chance versus a 90%, so we'll go ahead and do that. I don't know how the banner does that, but sure. And we'll go and stab them. The light things below the like. Sorry, hang on. The main sticker in the game is doesn't matter. You lose your normal units as long as your TT units are alive. Though, so light things shows how many attacks they have. Yeah, I figured they would, but it would show. But actually, in this case, I do actually want to keep my T1 units alive because my pikemen can become something better if I get them to max rank. Also, I just realized that how do I know if a unit's faithful? I don't think any of them are faithful. I don't think I have the ability to make them faithful. I keep forgetting it doesn't seem to let me move with
This unit has suffered casualties. Casualties
Please go and just stab these
when a
gremlins.
unit takes damage. Which also
There we go.
forces the unit to deal
Big
less
sword.
damage than its attacks.
Hooray! We won. So, I mean, some units took a beating, but it's whatever. One thing that's good, if you auto-resolve it and you find out that, oh, I actually don't like that result, you can then play the battle yourself. So, if you maybe lose a unit, you have the ability to, you know,
An
go at it yourself.
infestation is close by.
So, I
Invading
don't want to stay here
armies
because
will be
I
sent
want
from
to
its
go and
spawner
actually
location
regenerate a
to
little
your
bit, so we're going to
lands,
just
if left unchecked
pull
for
out.
too long. Destroying them, however, might prove challenging.
Neat. Okay. Guard for now. You can't move. So destroy the infestation. They only have 2 units, but they are kind of sucky units. Spirit Hawks and some ranged units. But that's fine. We'll be fine. Probably.
You have gathered a large amount.
So I have a larger number of Imperium.
This represents
Acquire new
the
city skills,
influence
unlock
you
new
have over
Empire
the
skills,
world.
or speed up to the group.
You can use it
So you
to
can spend
acquire
it to
new
just get a free
Unlock
pop
new
straight away. So we can go straight before
or
pop, which is pretty good.
Speed up city.
I'm going to show you. Is it here? Yes. So
This
this is
the
why
Empire Development
your
Tree.
affinities
Here you will
matter.
specialize your empire toward.
Each
You will progress toward
affinity
unlocking your next empire
has
skill.
a tree,
Choosing-
basically, that you will go down. The rate you go down it is based on how many points of that affinity you have. So, for example, I have 4 order affinity per turn, so I'm now 8 along. When I reach 10, I can buy the first skill here. But versus that, I only have 2 for nature, so I'm only 2 along. And then the total sum of your affinities influences how you go down the general track. So obviously I can't buy any of these yet, but like, if I want the ability to go into sea, I have to do it here. That's one place to spend Imperium. It's also where excavation lies for those who don't start with it. But knowing all of you, you will start with it. So I'll get infestation, or sorry, pacification soon. I'll get new withering stones. That'll be relevant when we find, if and when we find a. In fact, this looks like a border.
You have found
Yes, it
a
is.
friendly, free city.
You
Now
will
that you have
start
established
with
contact,
another
may provide
empire,
them
or another
with
city-state
Whispering
of your species.
This artifact will
So,
sway their
Kinger
leadership
Helm
with
has spawned.
time, until
They are
ready to
Leonin,
become your vassal.
led by Rolla Avery. They are a duchess. The duchess greets you with a small measure of awe. Most valiant Leona Ashtola. Kinger Helm extends a cautious hand and welcome. Apprehension, excitement, steer words in equal measure. Seldom have we encountered one such Jew risen through the ranks of mortality to champion their people. One, however, cannot help but wonder, will you endeavour to release lands for good or for ill? So what we can do now is give them a Whispering Stone. This basically is given to a free city to start negotiations, and it's how you basically choose to do diplomacy with a city-state. You only have one to start with. You can get more through Empire Development, and any unused ones can be given to a city for extra stability. So if we do this, they'll start to gain allegiance with us, which goes all the way to them being a vassal. Let me see if the people are of interest, or that's all for now. So let's open their view. So they're the city of Kinger Helm. As I said, we'll give them the Whispering Stone.
You have established your first contact.
Once enough free space, allegiances, and they become a vassal, you can integrate them.
They can be integrated.
Which is good, you know, but I only have so many, I can only have up to 3 cities at the minute. But I can increase that as time goes on. They are actually very Materium based. Materium, a little bit of order, a little bit of nature. So that's interesting. They are neutral. In 6 turns, we will have the Pact of Cooperation. They will open the borders. We can trade up to 2 resources and magic materials. And as time goes on, we'll get there. And if there was other settlements competing for us, we can see where they were here. When we get to the top, they become a vassal. It becomes a vassalage phase, and it dictates it how strong your vassalage is. And we can spend Imperium to boost it. So, sure. So there we go. So now it'll be 3 turns instead of 6. Let's go ahead and leave them be for now. We might get some events to do with them. So go ahead and go up here. Oh, we found an underground passage. I can't enter it. I don't have enough movement points. But it will let me go underground. That's neat. And we can now... hang on, there's an iron... Oh, I didn't even notice that. There's iron here. So we can build a good quarry. We'll do that. Farms, gold, quarries. Inkvast is a beautiful place. And a turn.
Now that you've
So we've got 2 scouts, we can go and explore some more and see what we can find.
Powerful
So, go grab that research. 45. And we'll go up along the coast. Straight into some islands. But there is some more books there for nerds. But there's also roads, so we might go down that way soon and see what's that way. These guys have regenerated somewhat, so let's go see about how this fight goes. It says it's a safe battle. So if we auto combat, it's a perfect, basically it's a full victory. Nothing happens. I don't know if that's saying they've leveled up, or if maybe they're the MVP. But I digress. That's fine. We'll take that. So we'll close that.
You have managed to
We've defeated the infestation. There's valuable there can be valuable settlements, so we might want to build an outpost here.
Settlement locations.
So it's given us Ring of Concealment, where the student cannot be seen on the world map. Doesn't help us, they're travelling in a citizen at Inkvast, I must say, it's like, but here's the thing, you're a peasant, so you don't have an opinion. But if you're good, I'll make you a duke, and then you will like it. So it's given us food, it's given us production, it's given us a Ring of Concealment that doesn't benefit us, and it's given us leather armor for some defense, so we will go ahead and equip that. It's a shame it doesn't really reflect it, but that's fine. I mean, to be fair, it would be a lot of things for them to try and account for, so I don't really blame them for that one. Now what do we have here? This has Rainbow Clover. There's 100 relations to free cities and rulers. Interesting. It also looks like there's another border here. We will build an outpost. It can be built by hero, it can be upgraded to the city, various upgrades, and it gathers stuff. Go ahead and we'll build this outpost. So that should be done. Oh, 2 turns. 2 turns. Oh, so they move on. Okay, interesting. Fall back for now. Our scout still needs orders. Can you go into the underground? How do I do that? Here we go. Enter.
This is the underground.
Rich in
It is
minerals
rich
and
in
ancient
minerals
wonders.
and unexplored
And basically, the
ruins.
best idea you have is
As long as you
to
have
have. What's the word? Excavation. I didn't vote for you. That's true. Would you like to express that in some sort of citizen forum? Because it means I'll round up all the dissidents. So this is interesting. So, a grandiose forest draws heat directly from blazing depths of the world. Legend tells Titans, once utilizing these great tools for grand designs, the firstborn dwarves may have emerged from the primordial sites. So if we do manage to annex it, though we will have to clear it first. It basically counts as a little dungeon. Which will have like a fight we need to do, but there's some like different ways we can go about it based on different things. And when we do it, units become cheaper, gold wise. It counts as a mine, but a very powerful mine, and also grants a fire giant to what is called the Rally of Lieges. I can't do the Rally of Lieges yet, I don't think. Let's see. No, I can't. Basically, that mechanic is that as you get vassals and allies and such, they will give you access to their units. And you can recruit them for different costs. And in doing so, you get so because if we were to annex that, then we would then have access to this powerful unit we wouldn't otherwise have, which is good. We'll grab this gold mine. So already we're actually doing pretty well for ourselves. We can see there's another brigand camp over here, as well as some fire doggos and some spiders. We do not, however, see the big tree. Not yet. So we've built our workshop, we've built our thing. Now, you may notice things are boosted. What does that mean, Inky? Well, you see, the thing is, if you were smart, you'd guess. Basically, different structures can be boosted so that they're cheaper and quicker to build based on having other things. So, because we have a quarry, building the clergy commons is quicker. Building the vendors quicker because we have a farm. Now, if it was Ink Minion, right or wrong, that would be a different thing. That's true. I don't really have a retort to that. I can get so if I upgrade my town hall to level 2, I'll get a defender and bannerman, and then becomes a citadel. Let's grab a library. Research good. And then we'll just go ahead and grab more of the basic structures. You know. One thing you'll notice, by the way, is that each of the 2 queues have a. I'm not producing anything, so if you're not making any structures, you convert some of your production to gold. If you're not training units, you produce it to food. So that's cool. Now, it might be a good idea to start working on a second army, but we're actually a little bit blocked in. Okay, well, I guess we could go south too. We'll go that way. We'll start production of a smaller army. Maybe, you know, hopefully we'll be able to get a hero soon to
Stability measures how happy you have encountered another ruler.
You were already
They
talking.
will be your biggest roadblock to victory. This
So,
overview will show you
yeah, so,
in-depth
yeah.
information about
Some nice fit puts out the various test results. I hope you know such adversaries. So this is Zetavika, the World Shaper. They're underground disciples. We haven't found their throne city, but I'm guessing that they're underground. They're actually mole people, but I'm guessing you're a wizard king then. Named by the excavators who found archers casting the dark destiny, newborn charm popularity deemed dangerous to the ruling empress, the banishment of her and her followers, that she emerged from as a god-eater. They originated as a small community within a vast empire, but their trust caused them to live with faith. Those who survived emerged with her and now search for a new home. She's a protective sage preferring vassalization and magic. They like summon units, like vassals, dislikes larger domain, dislikes starting wars. Informs their behaviour. Favours treaties, war must be justified. They'll try and explore and they'll try and expand. Interested in gold and weary. I do like how much information you get diplomatically. You're just like, here is everything laid out. We will give them a welcome gift. A feeble attempt at flattery convinced me you'll need more than that. Empress. Alright, go fuck yourself. I can make a pronouncement. Declare friendship publicly. Or fabricate grievances. There's a lot going on here. If we had grievances, we could settle them, but we don't. We could negotiate.
Negotiations are
For example, I could want to give up my ring.
with fellow rulers.
We could go with a wizard's bond.
You can propose treaties to
But
strengthen
she doesn't
the
like
bond
it enough. So
between your
what?
empires.
That's again going
You can
good. It's just like,
trade
hey, she doesn't
assets
like
to
you
make
enough. You
profit.
need to be at least minus
Or
100.
you can
Right
send
now you're minus
gifts to improve
245.
relations.
So basically get good. So she doesn't like me right now. She can't go straight to hell. So we gotta give some orders. Oh, those assholes are sitting on my books. Oh. Nope, another army. Alright. Well, this has been going for over an hour, and I have had food here this entire time. I haven't had a chance to... Oh, there's your scout. I'm guessing you live in the tree then, or you've come up from a thing over there. My other scout. Let's get you back up here. And, oh, interesting. We can see that they've expanded and taken a conduit, a mana node, which I wanted. How dare they? So, actually, we've already reached Packer Cooperation. I didn't even notice. Oh, no, I didn't. Have I? No. Oh, no, I have. It's Pack of Loyalties next. The Free City shares the vision, allows building and claimed provinces. They contribute to the rally of the lieges, and reinforce in combat against marauders and rulers they're at war with. So that's good. We're going to probably annex them, though I might be doing that off stream because I want to eat, and as I said, it's been a long day. I wanted to show this, and okay. So Steves of Mending grants enchanted units faithful and gives them the Mending Touch ability. That's only for support units. Eat. I know, egregious. We can give our scouts +2 vision range, or allegiance with the target city increases 30% faster. That might be good because of now we're competing, so we'll grab that. Oh, we found our outpost. Neat. Oh, here we are. During negotiations, the Duchess unexpectedly demands you share your wisdom and lore with her. The words betray her ambition. I confess I seek your tutelage in ways of magic. That's my aspiration to your generosity and compassion. Knowledge is what I desire, O Empress. I become a powerful ally. What say you, Empress? Will you grant me access to your troves of knowledge? So I can give them some knowledge per turn, and in exchange get some allegiance, which will make it 2 turns. My secrets may be yours for a price. The same thing, but instead of allegiance, get gold. Because I have order affiliation, mastering magic is a journey, not destination. I teach them a way of magic. 4 strength order check, 50% chance, there's no success, and I get a really good bonus and some Imperium. But a 50% chance, don't tell me what to do. I lose some order affinity for a couple turns, and we lose allegiance per turn. Another PM uses me, I cannot comply. So, interesting. This would not show up if I didn't have sufficient order. There's actually like a bunch of options I can take care of, but it only shows what is relevant to you. It won't show up being like, oh, there's a shadow option when you have no shadow. So we will try it and see. We'll do the 50-50. Deciding fate. Success. She realizes there's no shortcuts. Age of Wonders just crashed. Okay. Good to know. We're going to end the stream here. That's as good a sign as any. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully you got a little bit of an interesting take of Age of Wonders. Maybe don't take that as gospel. From what I've gathered, it's been pretty well received. I've not heard much of a lot of issues, but hopefully you enjoyed your time here. If you want to watch this back, it should be on YouTube whenever I can be bothered to upload it. I'm going to go. Yep, I'm going to also send them a crash report. Yeah, thank you very much, and take care, folks.